Give me an old school beat. This is what we gon' do with it.
I don't mean this in a negative light, a negative tone at all. And it's not really a word, but
Johnny.
Johnny.
Goofy.
Awesome sauce.
damp.
Swag.
Shawshay. Awesome! Laundry. So much laundry.
Hashtag shaved Ole.
Fun fact.
Dumb. Lids.
Scary.
Rash talk.
Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs! Yeah.
Awesome.
Rice Krispies. ...
Also. Or like, also this and that. Also that. Forgot to tell you this, so also.
Liza.
Classy baby.
Fun pants.
Shave.
Any word that goes within the urgent situation is my word for the summer.
Plums.
Rusty.
Loud and crazy. Is that one word or two words?
Dysfunctional.
Hard.
Yikes.
I think that yikes would be pretty accurate.
Unexpected.
Unpredictable.
Probably ridiculous in the best way possible.
Busy?
Varied. It was like new every day. I can't think of the word for it.
Interesting. Definitely delightful, but sometimes feisty. I don't know, kind of a mixture of like delightful and feisty. Organized chaos. Come on, we're late. Or that's 3 words, but also beautiful, but also late. Say chaotic but fun.
Mind blowing, if that's one word. No, it's 2 words.
Fantastic. The best. No spaces.
Learn.
Happy.
Wow.
Blessed. Memorable.
Humorous. Community.
Growing.
Terrificness.
Special!
Radical.
Won't I do it?
Thankfulness.
Adventure. Phenomenal.
Magical.
The best. Wonderful. Exciting. It was the best summer of my 4 years.
Yeah, my first Brightwood cabin ever. First girl to walks in, I'm really nervous, so I'm just sitting there like going through the papers over and over, like trying to get their names down. And she just runs in and she just goes, "My dog is like a toddler on crack." and that's how my summer started. The end.
So when we were doing hay, you get the hay from a farm that's maybe 5 minutes away from here, and you put it on the trailer, and the trailer comes to camp. While O-Team, all of O-Team was putting hay onto the trailer at this farm. And out in the distance, we saw like, I don't know, an 8-foot tall sprinkler. It was huge, like bigger than any sprinkler we have here. And it's just doing like perfect arcs in the middle of this field. Like, man, that's a huge sprinkler. And then like 3 minutes in, we realized it's just poop coming out of the sprinkler.
And it was really gross. And it was just like a big fertilizer thing. And like it was like a big sprinkler, and it like shot out poop.
That's it. Just perfect 4-foot arches of poop. So one guy, I don't remember who, just yelled, "Poop, get it!"
And it was really gross.
There was one story I had at Froville where a kid woke me up in the middle of the night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. And we walk out with, I have 2 kids with me. And we walk out and we're walking in the dark. I can't see anything. All I have is my flashlight and what the light shows. And I'm walking and all you hear is a loud scream, like a kid screeching. And I got scared more than the kids, so I started booking it. And I put the flashlight backwards to see what it was. And they said the kid was like sleepwalking and he was awake. And he was like freaking out. So I didn't know what it was still. So we walked faster to the bathroom. And then out of nowhere I hear a thump. And I look to the side and I flash my light. Notice it's really dark, I can't see anything. I flash my light and the kid's face planted in the hole. Like in the hole, a ditch, and it's really bad. And yeah, that was my night. It was very scary, but after that it was pretty good. It was a fun night. And I had a great time at Froville.
I forgot what the game was, but we're running around like doing objectives to get the clues for everyone. I'm at Brightwood. All my cabin really likes to sing "Let It Go" for some reason. So they're like, "Hey, you got to do something for us." And my cabin's like, "Can we sing 'Let It Go'?" So they're like, "Okay." So we start singing it, and I turn away, And then when I turn back, all I hear is Assault going, "Sam, put your pants back on." And I turn around, and Sam's just sitting there singing Let It Go without his pants on in the middle of the lawn. It was the funniest.
Once at Jubilation, we were doing Days of Elijah, and sometimes I'll call out the words that we're about to sing just so everyone knows where we are. And it was right before the bridge where we go, "There's no God like Jehovah." So at the top of my lungs, I called out at a Jubilation, "There is no God!" Then realized my mistake. There is a God, though. And there's no one like him.
Okay. One day I was cuddling with Kenya, the horse, and I was petting her and I was hugging her, and she just wasn't having it. She just wanted to itch herself on the post, and she was just rejecting me. So I walked away and I left. So then Tiltro went to also cuddle Kenya and hug her and blah blah blah, but she just wanted to itch herself on the post. However, Kenya turned her head to look at Tiltro for about 1 second, and there was a knife hanging from Kenya's forelock, which is her bangs. And Tiltro said, okay. Kona, is this your knife? And lo and behold, my knife got stuck in Kenya's forelock.
Okay. Johnny's like, "Hey, you want to play Mafia?" We're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, I get to narrate." We're like, "Okay, Johnny, you can narrate." So we sit down in a circle. Before we can even close our eyes, Johnny is tapping our heads and saying, "1 tap for Mafia, 2 taps for Angel."
And he picks me to be the Mafia because I win. And then long story short, he starts the game. First of all, he picks me while everyone's awake and looking at me.
He also didn't use the word kill. He used the word accuse. So that was good.
And then I pick someone to kill, and then he ends up killing someone else.
And then Matt brings him back from the dead, even though he didn't even ask the Angel or Mafia.
And then after that round, he's like, "You're all dead." So he ends the game like that. So yeah, that's a Johnny moment.
One time, poor Jay was up in front of everybody. We were both up in front of everybody at T-Rock. And he was dismissing people for cabins. And he said, "And now I would like to see the cabin that does the breast impression of ... And in my head, I said, "Ah!" But in my mouth, I said,
up at Easy Street, there's the pump house. And I have to go in there to turn the Easy Street sprinklers on. One day, a bird flew out of there as I was coming in. And it scared me a little bit, but, you know, you live and you keep turning the sprinklers on, because that's what you do as water boy. So that happened a couple times, a couple days in a row. So then I was like, okay, where's the nest? And I look up, and kind of at the top of the pump house, there's a bird's nest. I was like, you know, not a big deal. I'll let them be, because they're not really doing any harm. And they weren't. And so then for the next like 5 or 6 days, the birds would hear me coming and they'd fly out, and I'd go in, do my thing, leave, and we'd stay out of each other's way. Then there was the day where apparently I was being extra stealthy, because as I went into the door, the bird was flying out, and the bird flew and hit me. And it was weird, because I like almost tried to catch it, but then it flew around and went out the door. And I was just kind of standing there like, what just happened? I was kind of excited, but my arm feels kind of warm. I looked down, and I had scared the crap out of the bird, and it had pooped on my arm. And that was the time that the bird pooped on my arm, and I had to go back to the shop and wash the crap out of my arm.
Simple geometry was, Reptar was talking, we were talking about what it meant to, you know, have a good relationship. And so they had like the triangle, and they had the what was it? You had a person here and a person here, and God up here at the top. And as you grow closer to to God, you grow closer to the other person. And everybody's trying to chime in on this, and you just hear Reptar from over on the side, kind of by the edge of the fire, like, it's simple geometry. It's great. He's a math major. He knows all about those triangles.
Then there was one time when Forte does boys' night questions, right? Or guys' night, whatever. Guys' night questions. And one camper meant to ask, how do you avoid idols? But they forgot the W on the how. And so instead it read,
how do you avoid idols?
And so I was told to go help Stickers, who had to go help the draft horses.
I'll just put it this way, I was elbow deep. It was hilarious.
Basically get up underneath this draft horse, and like she was like elbows deep inside this horse. It was terrifying and it was really funny and it smelled really, really bad.
I'd greatly appreciate Hoopla being out there with me because it was really interesting.
But I think the What Are the Odds game is probably what has created the most interesting memories. Macadamia, one of the girls on our team, has had a really rough year with What Are the Odds and has had to do all sorts of things, from put a frog in her mouth to lick a glob of goop to eat mustard and mayonnaise and applesauce, and she hates applesauce, and it's not been a great year for her for What Are the Odds. So she's not having a good time with that game.
Watching Brightwood when Paley was at Froville, that's the place, and Tatoosh comes in and he's like very like, okay, Dozo, there's a situation. And I'm just like, spit it out, like I'm ready for this. And he's talking about how his campers had started laughing very hard. And one of the campers laughed so hard that he pooped on the floor. And so I'm laughing so hard that he pooped on the floor. Never heard that one before. So anyway, the camper. Hello, Dozo. This must be good. Hello, Rob.
See you in the morning.
It's hilarious. But the camper that pooped on the floor did not think it was funny. Camper was crying outside, so Tatoosh was like, oh no, what do I do? So I go into the cabin of boys, because I'm the only person at Brightwood.
And I had already shut down my computer, and he's like, can I just buy something real quick? And I was like, nope, we're closed. And he's like, but I just threw up acid. That's unfortunate.
One night we were doing salt evals, and it was around 12:45, 1 at night, and we had eaten a lot of gummy bears, and we tried like running around the den, but we were falling asleep and it was a struggle. And so
we came up with the genius idea that in order to stay awake we could slap each other across the face, and and so we decided that neither of us had ever slapped anyone before, and we thought it would be really fun. And then the other thing was we're both really tired.
So, like, you know how sometimes drunk drivers, like, they're the ones that don't get injured because they're all, like, loose, you know, and relaxed? So we're like, okay, we need to relax our faces. So we were mentally preparing ourselves to be slapped, and we were standing there, like, slack-jawed, like, and then I slapped him 3 times, and then he slapped me twice. And yeah, and then we finished our evals, and that was, yeah, it was an interesting night for sure.
Well, there's a lot of stories. Basically, on O-Team, if anyone says the cue words of zip line or ball field bathhouse, or basically just says the name Chelan, like a bunch of just bad things that have happened to me this summer come up. Like, I got stuck on the zip line with the rescue bucket, which was an awesome time. I started crying. Don't tell anyone. Okay, it was really embarrassing. At the ball field bathhouse, we were cleaning, and I found a mouse nest inside some toilet paper, and I hate mice, so I freaked out, went and ran and sat on top of Hulk, the truck, like literally just sat on top of the cab, and radioed for Reed to come save me. Basically, like, the motto of the summer has been, like, when in doubt, like, call Reed and it'll all be okay.
This one time, there were these 2 guys. They weighed about 275, 300 plus pounds each, and they flipped a canoe. And then Kronk was like, "You're up." So then I went out and grabbed them back by the life jacket and they toppled on top of me. It was a great sandwich between the three of us. And then they sat on the gas tank and we started to smell fumes. So I told them to sit elsewhere and they did. And that was delightful. And then we got back and Klunk's jaw just dropped.
So this one time at Timber Rock, we were sitting at lunch and they were singing happy birthday to a camper whose name was Phoenix.
Phoenix deserves to have happy birthday yelled. So they sang happy birthday to her.
But when you say Phoenix all together in a group and you don't know that's what they're saying, it might sound like another word.
The male anatomy, penis.
Which is hilarious when you have a group of middle schoolers singing happy birthday to a penis.
So, Phoenix. Happy birthday, Phoenix.
I need